we have somebody here that we read one article of, Basic Math Girl. The first one that we got to read from them was 2186. Oh, yeah, it's a chameleon that changes the world to adapt to what it looks like instead of other way around. Yes. All right. That was actually a very creative one. And looking at the list, basic math girl, you only have 5 SCP all in series 3. So I'm gonna be sad once I reach your last one. It's always like, I don't know why, it feels like for me I'm always a little bit like, oh, they only have like 6 and all of them are in series 3. That means I won't get to see any of their works in the far future unless they have a different author's name and it's just decide to like abandon that name and restart from fresh. You wrote The Hoarder's Son. Okay, I did not expect this image. Object Class Euclid, Special Containment Procedures, SB2328 is to be contained at its initial discovery site and is not to be removed from the premises unless its neutralization is required. A 4-person security team is to remain on the premises at all times and prevent any and all civilians from entering the containment site. Civilization, sure, yeah. Brain, please read correctly. All personnel are to wear biohazard protection suits at all times when on the premises of SB2328's containment site. Well, we hazmat suit in the previous SCP, biohazard protection suit in this one. All refuse generated by SB2328 is to be kept on site for as long as possible in order to maintain SB2328's operation. On a monthly basis, all on-site refuse 3 months or greater in age is to be relocated to the nearest Foundation disposal site, cataloged and either archived or disposed or based on its properties and frequency of generation. SB2328 is to be kept under the impression that all of its generated refuse is retained in an off-site storage facility. Description: SB2328 is a construct resembling a Caucasian male human, approximately 18 to 21 years of age and 1.8 meters in height. It appears to be dressed in a green plastic containment suit and a black gas mask. So this thing, okay, which also it does say here, yeah, with no exposed skin, save for the portion of its face visible through its masked eye holes. However, radiography. How do you actually say this? Because I always say radiography by. Radiography, yeah, that's what it was. Radiography reveals that SB2328's containment suit, gas mask, and facial skin are a single fused non-removable piece. Now, the interior of SB2328's containment suit is filled exclusively with household refuse such as newspapers, components of traditional kitchen and bathroom appliances, and decaying food. It contains no detectable human components save for its visible facial skin. Despite its non-living composition, SB2328 is animate, sapient, and capable of speech, and is indistinguishable from a human to an unwitting observer. Household refuse, generally composed of the same types of materials contained within SB2328's suit, constantly manifests in random location in the area surrounding SB2328. When SB2328 is outdoors or in a similarly unenclosed environment, all refuse it generates will manifest within 100 meters of SB2328 itself. When it's inside a man-made structure such as a house or a shipping container, all refuse it generates can appear anywhere within that structure regardless of distance. The refuse is generated at an average rate of 12 meters cubed per day, regardless of the size of SB2328's surroundings. I mean, goddamn. SB2328's refuse generation appears to be an involuntary function that SB2328 possesses no control over. However, the refuse contents and generation rate can be altered based on SB2328's emotional state. Okay, see Discovery for further details. SCP-2328 habitually contains the refuse it produces in bags, which it produces continuously from the green filter on the left-hand side of its gas mask. However, SCP-2328 will become sullen, withdrawn, and generally highly uncooperative at the prospect of the refuse it generates, and contains being disposed of or destroyed. SCP-2328 suffers none of the negative psychological effects generally associated with prolonged exposure to unclean surroundings. It instead experiences the opposite effect, becoming progressively happy as its surroundings become increasingly dirty and packed with the refuse it generates, and becoming depressed when its surroundings are cleaned. Very much like a hoarder. Yeah, like those, like that one show that takes care of hoarders. Oof. Like the amount of like ruckus they make when the people come to clean up and just improve the living condition because they are surrounded by way too much shit that they don't fucking need, man. Like, I understand if you want to keep things that like maybe is like very like sentimental value, even though it's like something you never will use ever again. Or you will not even look at it again. Like I have a bunch of stuff here on this side and up here, like where I would say like I don't really need that shit anymore. But it's something from like a time that like where that meant something to me, so I want to keep it. But yeah, that I understand. But the hoarding where it like gets to the moment where like you basically swim through trash, I'm just like, as a person, don't you see what the hell you're doing? And it's always the same excuse, like, oh, I was meant to clean that up anyways. Like, no, you weren't. Increasing dirty, business. SCP-2328 also displays severe emotional and intellectual immaturity and has extreme difficulty making even simple, independent decisions. SCP-2328's willingness to take orders from perceived authority figures seems to outweigh its displeasure at the prospect of refuse removal. This is basically just the show. Discovery, SCP-2328's initial discovery site, a two-story house located in New Jersey, is the former home of a Mr. Robert Wyszynski. Investigation into Wyszynski revealed a birth year of 1943 and a 14-year-old service record in the United States Army, 1961 to 1975. He was unemployed at the time of his death, with no known living relatives. Local law enforcement was dispatched to Wyszynski's home in 2008 after the refuse collected on the premise was deemed a public health hazard. The sole locatable inhabitant of the home, SCP-2328, who claimed to be Wyszynski's son, was detained for police questioning, but was extracted by undercover Foundation personnel after its anomalous properties were ascertained. Interview 1 was conducted 6 hours after SCP-2328's extraction. Log of Interview 1. Okay. Date 2008. Interview Dr. SCP-2328. Good afternoon, SCP-232. Wait, actually, I imagine like it's like almost like it smells horrible. Like, good afternoon, SCP-2328. Hi. How are you feeling today? I miss my dad. I'm sorry to hear that, SCP-2328. We're looking for him right now, so if you can answer any of my questions, that would be great help. Okay. When was the last time you spoke with your father? About 3 months ago. He had just made me take out the trash. Why had he done that? My dad couldn't walk. He said I had to do it, or the house would get too full. And you didn't want to, I presume. We liked it when the house got full. It made us feel safe. Plus my dad always got scared when I left the house, even for a little while. What did you do when your father told you to take out the trash? He said I did as he said, even though I didn't want to. It's a boy's duty to listen to his father. He said he was proud of me for doing it, even though it was hard. I see. Next morning he didn't wake up. I tried everything, but it was too late. So I put him in bags and took him outside too. You threw him away? I thought he'd come back. The trash always comes back. That's not how that works. And the remains of an adult male matching description of Robert Wyszynski were recovered from the county landfill 3 days after the logged interview. The remains were separated into 11 pieces and contained in a total of 7 garbage bags, along with otherwise nondescript household refuse. You fucking cut him up too? God damn! What were you thinking, boy? SCP-232-A was initially contained in a standard humanoid containment cell outside. While contained at site, SCP-232-A's refuse generation rate increased over the course of days to a measured maximum of meters cubed per day. Refuse generated during this period included aberrant and potentially dangerous objects including discarded razor blades, various forms of biomedical waste, and redacted. In addition, said refuse appeared in unpredictable locations throughout site. Sorry, got another one to like, oh, get the viewers here. So, where was I? Blah, blah, blah. In addition, several refuse appeared in unpredictable locations throughout site, including containment chambers and staff offices. Following these incidents, SCP-232-A's initial discovery site was repurposed into a containment area for ease of containment. Yeah, this guy just reminds me of the Hoarder show, full on. Just from this one reminded me of the Hoarders show, how they get so angry or stressed out when you want to clean for them. Except this is a naive young man that just spawns junk at rapid succession. Where'd you go? I miss you so. Yeah. But yeah, I do wonder if like all these hoarders, if they actually look at the house and really don't see a problem. Because like whenever the people come by and want to actually clean up, they're always like, no, don't touch that, no, that's important, this needs to be there. And I'm just like, what? I'm sincerely wondering if they ever go to somebody else's house and see how clean it is, or if they should, do they even like visit anybody else? Because like, how does their mind, like if they were to visit somebody else's house, how can they visit a house that's pure, like that's cleaned up? Only maybe the child section is a little bit more disorganized, but everything's like where it's supposed to be. There's like, you don't have to like jump hoops over things, and the bathroom is free and all that stuff. How can they see that and then go home and see all that shit that they have and then think this is perfectly fine? Honestly, I felt like their place felt not homey at all, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like ugh.